You know, part of the reason this astrology is saying that you have not been able to step into your light is because you haven't been able to collaborate. You haven't been able to have anybody around you that really wants you to shine and flourish. You need your tribe. You need your soul, supernova soul tribe that's like, yeah, baby, turn on your light. I want to see it because you're helping me turn on my light. You know, we've got to really, really seek out true support team because what's happening, the wheat from the chaff, it's getting really obvious. Self-serving, service to others. And I'm seeing a lot of supernova souls being completely surrounded by self-serving people who are trying to justify still having access to your power that they never actually had justifiable access to. So they're just throwing a fit, you know? And it's this whole thing where it's like, mm-hmm, all these power hungry control forces, they'd never act like that. The bullies wouldn't need to bully if they had the power themselves, right? And that's where you say, we're like, no more control tactics and power tactics. Like, we are the owners of the power. We take it back. That autonomous sovereign field means we're not feeding. We're not going to be a food source for their agendas. And one by one, supernova souls are cutting off and taking that autonomy, that owning your energetic field and saying, no, this energy is for mother's work alone. My higher self, which is also in alignment with mother. So this is what we're doing. And it's just happening. At this point, you can't, it's really not useful to be like, what do I need to do? You know, it's like, what do you need to be? How can I help myself align? How can I take care of myself? You know, it's like, it's happening and we can't stop it. So now we have to deal with the rapid changes, the fear programming, the ego death. Because the thing is that our ego constructs of these belief systems say like, I know this is true. And then on the other side, they say, no, I know this is true. And your news is wrong. And your news is wrong. And it's like, no, you guys have totally separate realities. And maybe we could just stop and talk about it a little bit, have that mutual reciprocity, learn from each other. In order to come across the battlefield, across the battle lines, together into collaboration, there would be required, it seems, at some point to have to say, oh, I was wrong. I understood it miscorrectly. I'm sorry. If we can't do that, then we're never going to get anywhere. And so it's this ego death with Mars, you know, in this placement of just like all the false agendas are being exposed. So anyone in your life that's not there for you, your heart, soul, spirit, it's going to be very, very clear. We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to sort through it anymore. Giving full permission to move on because they cannot handle your frequency vibration. You've crossed a threshold that the minions in your life that have been harassing you, that's still going to happen, but it's just not going to affect you so much. It's like, oh, it's a huge bloom in the world, but I don't know, I can just watch them squirm over there and not have to get involved. Because energy, attention is energy. And so we've got to bring it back to this new earth that we are creating in our field first. Because first it's energy, then it's manifest. Walk in the abundance of new earth, own it, feel it, love it. Just be open to whatever you need to do to have a better vibrational frequency, a better attitude, a better outlook, more love, more hope, more truth, more just like, it's just this time to be like, just because the aggression that comes from Mars transits like this is actually really useful for us right now, but it's be careful driving. When it's the Mars opposition is exact, let's see, I have it in here somewhere. um, that is from, like I said, we'll feel it from the 4th to the 16th, but it's exact around the 9th and 10th. And so we're building up to this energy, which is also the Aquarius full moon on the 9th, 10th, depending on where in the world you are. So right for this Aquarius full moon, we're going to be feeling the quintessential tension of this. demand for collaboration in peaceful way in order to birth new earth and our own energy field. And so the Aquarius full moon happens on August 9th, 10th. It's at 17 degrees Aquarius. Exactly. And 17 is such a powerful number because it's got the one, the wholeness, the seven, which is Christ consciousness. One and seven together is eight, which is transformation. So it's transforming our identity, our wholeness into Christ consciousness, becoming whole. And so at 17 degrees Aquarius, it's saying this is the Aquarian age. It's we got to become whole humans, sovereign humans. We're not going to fall for any agendas. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to hand over our energy and our power and our advanced technologies. Just not going to do it. No more. So that means that the activation will be on Friday, August 8th at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. And so we will have an opportunity to really set a great space for that Aquarius full moon because the dynamic change of this full moon is so intense because we've got that Mars opposition with Saturn and Neptune right there exact. And then on the 11th, Mercury turning direct. So we have to understand this. Like this Mercury retrograde has been so different than other Mercury retrogrades. It's like people are getting more done than they've gotten done all year long. And it's like, does this mean that the fire, the life force is coming back to us? Because that's the other thing about the nanotech and the infiltration in our physical bodies. It's literally farming our calcium channels, right? Because the definition of artificial intelligence, artificial life, is it looks like life, but it doesn't have life, which means it has needs an external power source. It means our controllers have not been human, don't have access to human power that's available as the authority we are in the body. That's what the Casey and Edgar Casey reading said. You have the body, true human soul in a body. You have the authority. It's exciting to think about coming together and walking forward in the world, exercising this authority, which is just a rippling out of miracles and healing, happening all on its own, no ramification. So this is what we're healing right now with Saturn and Neptune together is the Piscean age too, all the distortions of the Piscean age. Where the light, the healing, the love, the nurturing was called wrong and bad. The witches burned at the stake, the energy of the persecution of the healers, the persecution of the shamans, the religious control that demonized true spirit. So what's happening in the bloom of energies coming at us right now of harassment is this anger at what we have in our spiritual light. And that the programming is just going full throttle and they're like, my job is to make it hard for you and I'm going to do everything I can to make it hard for you because it's my job. I'm programmed to go after your light and make it bad and wrong and make everybody hate you and smear campaign and turn everybody against you, right? Like, we know these stories and it is so scary when you have to replay them. It's just pure terror. And yet you have gotten so strong and such a badass. You might need to have that opportunity to know what a badass you are and how much you're not giving away your energy anymore. And that you could give a flying about whether they understand, see you as who you are, see you as a good person or as a bad person. You just don't care because you know who you are now. And you're loving it and you're living it and you're stepping into that true inheritance, the abundance that's your birthright. Because as a supernova soul, you've already experienced these advanced technological states in a body on Earth. They cannot take it from us. They can't tell us it's not ours. They can't tell us we don't know how to use it. They try to tell us that we will cause destruction. Now that we've unpacked the lies of the Atlantean time, the last Aquarian age, not buying it. That was your destruction. We took the blame and we are no longer going to be team scapegoat anymore. Do you notice this when the attacks come? It's always blaming you for somebody else's garbage. And we're just been like garbage collectors. Fine, abuse me some more. I'm just so used to it. And the mom says, no, take that layer off. Take that layer off so that next time it happens, the phoenix of the mist of the mother power and truth and authenticity and love blooms within you. And this incredible power and mirage, you know, because these attackers probably have no idea what they're doing. They don't have any, they're not even real people, or they're just programmed, right? But if they are real, actual people and they're treating you this way, they're going to be feeling quite uncomfortable and sheepish when they realize who you are. And so it's our time. We are the 1%, and we are the stewards of Earth. All the resources, that authority I'm talking about, you and your light body, means all her resources are yours. If you can turn your light on, you have access to all her resources, as well as her ability to dematerialize and rematerialize any situation, any problem, any disease. Are you ready to step into this miracle? Because when you turn on the miracle power, you cannot turn it off. And people will react to you until you get it established at a vibration that you're comfortable, that can ward off. You know, the frequencies are our protection. They've been attacking us with frequencies. And ironically, that's how we've have protected ourselves and our tribes throughout time, is through frequencies, song, music, dance. And this is the new Renaissance energy, right? Of like, okay, now we're coming together, collaboration. We're going to talk about it. We're going to try to see the other side of the story. We're going to let that ego die, realize that we all really want the same thing in the end, and let's get going on it, because those forces that keep messing with us do not want the same thing. They are not like us. And that's what we are going through right now, where it's like we have to stop trying to appease or bring peace or make anybody happy or convince people we're good or bad or anything right or wrong or any beliefs about us. You know, it's just none of our concern. And we just completely own this potential and start enjoying ourselves as we come together and grow it. So I'm so excited to announce SuperNova Water Festival happening September 19th through 22nd, 2025 in Hot Springs, Montana. And there's more information to find out about that below. A 3-day retreat for rest and rejuvenation. And that's also going to include a 1-day water festival where we can really do it, what she's been asking us to do, to come together, these power centers. This water, the hot water in Hot Springs, Montana, is some of the highest mineral content in the world. And so to come and be with these primary waters coming right out of the ground and dance and sing and play the way she's asked us to. And so this is just so important in our lives in general, but I hope you can consider joining us for that 3-day retreat or the 1-day water festival in Hot Springs, Montana.